I'm just wondering, we're looking at carnage. We're seeing second breakers after second breakers after second breakers. How concerned are you about the stability of the Thai market right now?
This is why you see that we come up with a few measures already to make the market more stable. And the result has been quite satisfactory. However, we are always monitor all the market movement, and we certainly open for more measure if needed.
What measures might that be?
I would say that when you look at the market liquidity, the leverage ratio, the margin requirement, and all of those things can be used to make the markets more stable. And at the moment, we are quite satisfied with what we have been doing.
But Kun Pakorn, it could take a turn for the worse. We've seen how the Philippines became the first market to shut equity trading along with bond and forex. Under what circumstances would you do the same?
In our opinion, the market function is very important to provide the liquidity for anyone to buy and sell securities. So to close the market, that has to be the last option that we have.
Kun Pakorn, you just talk a little bit more about the trading limits that you revised recently. You talked about some of the measures that you're looking into, but how long do you think these volatile conditions are really going to last now?
I would say that it depends on the uncertainty in the world market. It's not about Thailand anymore. I would say that every market have been affected by all these global issues, the coronavirus or the oil price. Those are the main factor that has been influencing the market recently. And certainly we will not know until all these issues have been clear.
And there was a lot of talk about a stock market stabilization fund. It seems like you guys opted to not go ahead with this. Can you tell us why? What was the thinking behind that? And could this idea come back anytime soon?
When you look at the size of the Thai market, the depth and the width of the market has been quite big. So in order to use any amount of fund to intervene with the market, it has to be market driven. If we do it against the market, it's going to be quite difficult to be able to use the fund effectively. So that is why we come up with the idea and to see whether what we need to do, when we need to do, how we're going to do it. However, at the moment, we depend on other issues rather than the stabilization fund.
Kun Pakorn, there's so much fear in the market. Currently, we're seeing the S&P 500 futures dropping 5%. Now, you said earlier that shutting the markets would be the last resort. Under what circumstances would that be? What would push you to shut the markets?
In the case that our banking system has to be inoperable, that is, in my opinion, the only reason why we would close the market, because we cannot settle all the cash and the payment. Other than that, I would say that we will remain open.
Thailand was among the hottest market for IPOs. How is that impacting the IPO pipeline?
At the moment, all these uncertainties certainly affected the timing of the IPO. However, we are very confident that all these IPO would move on and postpone into the second half of the year when all the uncertainty become clear.
Give us a sense of what that means. We've seen so far about 6 IPOs in excess of $1 billion. Do you expect more to come, even in the second half of the year?
I would say so, because from the pipeline that we have and from the funding need and from the business strategy that all these companies have, they will come to the market. It's just a matter of when they would come to the market.
Taking a look at measures being adopted by policymakers, especially the Bank of Thailand, do you think the central bank should be cutting rates given where we are right now?
at the moment, with the rate very low at the bottom of the benchmark rate, I would say that at the moment the liquidity is the most important thing, because investor or the business entity would need to be able to obtain the cash so that they can pay for their payment or payable. So that's why we think that the interest rate level at the moment is not as important as the liquidity. That's why, in our opinion, the market has to remain open.
You've already tightened up some of your short selling rules. Would you actually consider a ban on short selling like we've seen in other countries?
At the moment, when we look at the activity of the short sale in our market, it has been cutting down significantly. So we will monitor the level and we will see whether we need any further measures.